Closing off a crawl space means a lot more than just closing off the wall vents. In this video, we're going to show you what needs to be done to determine whether your wall-vented crawl space can be converted to a closed crawl space. So let's get started. Starting outside, this house is in good water management shape. The ground slopes away from the building. The gutters and downspouts have been maintained, and even this low wall vent is protected from water entry by a vent dam connected to a below-grade drain line. Now let's go inside and do a careful inspection of this space. Here's more good news. While most of this wall is below grade, there are no signs of water entry, such as moisture stains or salt efflorescence on the inside wall surfaces. The builder did a good job of exterior wall moisture control. It's clear that this crawl space really needs the ground vapor retarder. When I lift the poly, you can see how wet the bottom side is. Without ground poly, the damp surface soil can add gallons of water per day to this crawl space. Unfortunately, here's a common sight. Large ground areas around the piers and under the heat pump have no poly whatsoever. The missing poly and open wall vents in summer combine to create excess space moisture levels. This poly should be replaced by a sealed liner of new 6mm poly that is attached directly to the walls and the piers. This crawl space has a heat pump, which means there are no combustion air makeup issues. But it's obvious that the system has not been maintained. Condensate water backed up and completely rusted out the bottom end. When this heat pump is cooling, this leak dumps gallons of water into the crawl space. This old energy hog is too rusted out to repair. Given this combined excess moisture load, I'm not surprised to find a lot of surface mold growth on the exposed wood framing. And sure enough, despite the fact that this inspection is being done during dry fall weather, the wood moisture content is still quite high, running just below the mold growing threshold of 19%. So is this a good candidate for closing? On the upside, we have a heat pump, so there's no combustion safety issues. And we have good exterior drainage, gutters and downspouts, and no signs of water entry through the below-grade walls. The downsides, an incomplete ground vapor retarder that's going to have to be replaced. Wood moisture content that's too high. We can dry that out by temporarily installing a dehumidifier when the vents are closed and the walls are air sealed. Lastly, we have corrosion on that heat pump unit. That's allowing gallons of water to enter the crawl space when they're in the air conditioning mode. This homeowner is going to have to replace that heat pump unit before this crawl space is a good candidate for converting to a closed crawl space.